Mark Knopfler has one of the most recognizable guitar voices in rock history, and that kind of ear doesn't come from nowhere. It comes from listening to the right people at the right time. These are the 7 guitarists he has called truly timeless. Chet Atkins lands at number 7, and the reason is deceptively simple. He made the guitar sound like a conversation. Before volume became the default setting of popular music, Atkins was building something quieter and far more precise, a finger-picking style so controlled and warm that it redefined what both country and pop guitar could be. No pick, no aggression, just thumb and fingers placing every note exactly where it needed to go. Knopfler has spoken about Atkins as a foundational influence, the player who taught him that restraint isn't a weakness, it's architecture. At number 6 is Django Reinhardt, a man who lost the use of 2 fingers on his fretting hand and responded by inventing an entirely new musical language. His recordings with the Quintet du Hot Club de France in the 1930s traveled across the Atlantic and never stopped circulating. What makes Reinhardt's story so striking isn't just the technique, extraordinary as it is. It's the refusal to let physical limitation define the ceiling. He built a sound so singular it earned its own genre. Knopfler cites him as proof that the guitar has no upper boundary. Number 5 is Les Paul, and Les Paul is a different category entirely. Most guitarists perform on the instrument. He redesigned it. He pioneered multi-track recording, overdubbing, and tape delay decades before those ideas had commercial names. His early 1950s recordings with Mary Ford climbed the charts repeatedly on the strength of a sound no radio listener had ever encountered. He built his first solid-body electric guitar prototype in the early 1940s. Major manufacturers turned him away. He kept building anyway. Every player who has ever picked up a Gibson Les Paul has felt his fingerprints on the frets without knowing it. Scotty Moore comes in at number 4, and his defining moment is a recording session in Memphis in the summer of 1954. The singer was young and untested. Moore had no template, no roadmap, no genre name for what he was doing. He played what felt right, and what felt right turned out to be rock and roll. His guitar work on the early Elvis Presley Sun recordings planted a flag that every guitarist since has had to navigate around. Instinct, operating at exactly the right moment in history. Number 3 is B.B. King, and the first thing you notice about B.B. King is what he doesn't play. Space isn't silence for King, it's pressure. His vibrato became so deeply personal that a single sustained note was enough to identify him instantly. His live album recorded in Chicago in 1964 is still considered one of the greatest blues recordings ever captured, not because of nostalgia, but because of pure economy. Nothing wasted, nothing missing. Hank Marvin sits at number 2, and his significance to Knopfler is uniquely personal. Marvin didn't just deepen Knopfler's playing, he's the reason Knopfler picked up a guitar in the first place. As lead guitarist of the Shadows, Marvin's clean, shimmering tone through a red Fender Stratocaster became a blueprint for an entire generation of British players. And at number 1, the only possible answer, is Jimi Hendrix. He arrived with ideas the music industry had no words for yet, and, in a span of roughly 2 years, permanently redrew the boundaries of the instrument. Every guitarist who came after him has faced the same choice: engage with what he started, or consciously step around it. There is no third option. 7 players. 7 completely different approaches. One shared quality: they each found something on the guitar that belonged entirely to them, and they trusted it completely. That's what Knopfler means by timeless, not surviving the decades, but defining them. If this kind of deep dive is your thing, hit like and subscribe. There's plenty more where this came from.